Witnesses urged to come forward over Adib's death. Health Ministry in final stage talks on e-cigarette. Hello and good afternoon. I'm Amin Carlos and welcome to News on 2. Now, witnesses have been urged to come forward with any new information in connection with the death of fireman Muhammad Adib Muhammad Qasim and Bukit Aman CID D5 Principal Assistant Director, Senior Assistant Commissioner Mur Farid Dalatrash Wahid said police are always ready to record statements of witnesses to assist the ongoing murder investigation. Asked whether those who were previously detained in connection with the case will be called up again, SAC Muir said police will see the need for investigations.
Kalau mereka telah ditahan sebelum ini dan mereka telah pun dibebaskan dengan jaminan polis kan, tak terlibat dengan kes dan sebagainya. So, kalau kita rasa perlu untuk panggil dia orang untuk memberi tangan, kita akan panggil dia. Okey?
In a media conference held at Bukit Aman today, he added police investigations into Muhammad Adib's death have never stopped. The case is investigated under Section 302 of the Penal Code for murder. And after 41 days of inquest proceedings, the coroner's court on Friday ruled that Muhammad Adib's death was caused by two or more persons unknown. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, has arrested a former state director of customs and two directors of a private limited company on Saturday in relation to alleged corruption involving illegal logging, illegal mining and smuggling. Its chief commissioner, Latifa Koya, said the former state director was arrested at the Kelantan MACC office, whereas the other two suspects were nabbed at a hotel in Genting Highlands. A substantial amount of cash monies was also seized during the arrests. Well, in a statement, Latifa explained that upon MACC's application, the Kota Baru Magistrates Court has granted a 5-day remand order against the suspects. Latifa added that MACC has also frozen the accounts of the said suspects, other individuals and related entities, which in all the accounts of 20 individuals and 4 entities have been frozen. MACC recently announced that the anti-corruption body will be cracking down on corruption involving illegal logging, illegal mining and smuggling. The special committee under the Health Ministry is still discussing measures to control the use of electronic cigarette or vaping before tabling it to the Cabinet. Now, Minister Dato Sri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad said the issue is quite critical and it needs to be scrutinized before the government can make any decision.
Fasa yang agak terakhir kerana kita menubuhkan sebuah jawatan kuasa yang dipimpin oleh Yang Berhormat Timbalan Menteri Kesihatan Datuk Lee Boon Chye dan semua dapatan dan kajian dan juga sekaligus dapatan-dapatan daripada libat urus dengan pemegang kepentingan ataupun stakeholders akan kita bentangkan. Pertama mereka akan bentangkan kepada saya dalam mesyuarat post cap ya, dan seterusnya saya akan berbincang dengan beberapa agensi yang lain ya, ataupun kementerian yang lain.
The ministry has set up the special committee in June to formulate a new comprehensive bill to look into vaping and e-cigarette in the country. He said this after the Jom Nak Sihat Award presentation ceremony in the Kuala Selangor district. Well, the government has yet to decide whether the Unified Examination Certificate, or UEC, should be recognized in Peninsular Malaysia. Now, Education Minister Dr. Mazli Malik said currently the ministry is still awaiting the UEC Review Committee's report on the matter. Asked about the Sabah government's move in recognizing the UEC, Dr. Mazli said that was the decision of the state.
Itu keputusan Kerajaan Negeri Sabah Kita masih menunggu laporan daripada Jawatankuasa Kajian UEC yang kita telah tubuhkan, dan hasil laporan tersebut kita akan bawa kepada Kabinet lah.
He was met after launching the Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia SPM and Sijil Tinggi Persekolahan Malaysia STPM Sentuhan Kasih program for schools under the Simpang Renggam Parliamentary constituency. On Saturday, Sabah Chief Minister Dato Sri Muhammad Shafi Abdal, in his speech at the Mooncake Festival in Kota Kinabalu, said the state government recognizes the UEC as the entrance qualification for public institutions of higher learning and the state civil service sector. The water supply to all affected areas in Malacca due to the low level of water in the rivers, dams and water retention ponds has been fully restored. Now, Syarikat Air Malacca Berhad SAMB in a statement said, however, there were high-rise residential blocks that would still experience water supply disruption due to low water pressures that was caused by the absence of water pumps or those that were not properly maintained. Well, in light of this, SAMB calls for patience and cooperation of all affected users throughout the duration of restoration work. SAMB also extended its appreciation, including the state government, the National Water Service Commission, the SPAN, government agencies, local authorities, other state water operators and all involved who provided assistance throughout the water supply recovery efforts. On Thursday, SPAN announced that it had approved SAMB's application to implement scheduled water supply in affected areas to control the use of the remaining raw water beginning 25th September. The implementation of the scheduled water supply would have affected 78,405 user accounts in the Bandar Malacca area. Well, on the same day, the state government, however, through SAMB, decided to defer implementation of scheduled water supply as the water levels in rivers and treatment plants have increased. Health Ministry expects bigger allocation in Budget 2020. Now, welcome back. Now, the Ministry of Health, MOH, is hoping for a bigger allocation in Budget 2020 to address the shortage of staff, equipment and facilities it has been facing for a long time. Now, Minister Dato Sri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad said MOH had submitted requests regarding the matter to the Finance Ministry for consideration in planning next year's budget. He added that while there had been positive reaction to the requests, the ministry had not been getting enough allocation and was facing understaffed and overworked issues for a long time, and its problems had also been acknowledged by the Auditor General in his report.
Pun telah diberitahu akan isyarat-isyarat awal untuk permohonan kami itu diberikan respons yang positif. Ya, kita tahu bagaimana hospital-hospital kita nisbah doktor, nisbah nurse kepada nurses, ya, kepada pesakit dan sebagainya di ward yang biasa, di ICU, NICU, ya, semua itu memerlukan perkara ini diberikan perhatian yang sewajarnya oleh Menteri Kewangan.
He was met at the Kuala Selangor District Healthcare Award presentation ceremony in Kuala Selangor. Well, now the Works Ministry is also hoping for a bigger budget from the government in Budget 2020 to upgrade federal roads. And Deputy Minister Muhammad Anwar Muhammad Tahir said there have been many complaints about federal roads which have not been addressed due to budget limitations. He said priority would be given to states with long federal roads such as Pahang, Kedah and Perak.
Cukup ya 2 bilion tu untuk road maintenance. Tapi kita hanya dapat 600 juta saja, tak sampai setengah. Tapi kita hubungan kita yang baik dan kita terangkan kepada MOF, Menteri Kewangan sangat faham dengan kepentingan rakyat menggunakan highway, jalan raya. Itu semua dia tambah dan akhirnya bertambahlah kita juga pada peruntukan tambahan. Kita percaya pada tahun ini kita harap sangat peruntukan yang diberikan janganlah menurun. Kalau boleh naiklah sikit daripada tahun lepas.
He was met after a working visit to Hutan Kampung in Alosar. In a separate development, Muhammad Anwar said there were 303 places in Kedah which have been identified as hotspots for floods caused by drainage problems which must be given attention. Well, thanks to Agensi Counseling dan Pengurusan Kredit, or AKPK's Financial Management Program, or PPK, 23,565 borrowers have managed to settle their debt, totaling 998 million ringgit. And as of 31st August, AKPK has been assisting about 973,362 debtors who face difficulties in repaying their loans.
Peminjam-peminjam yang ada masalah kewangan, sama ada dia nak dapatkan khidmat macam mana nak urus kewangan dia. Kalau dia ada duit banyak pun ada masalah, kadang-kadang dia tak nak manage kan, boleh jumpa AKPK. Kalau yang ada masalah hutang, tak boleh nak bayar hutang dengan bank tu, yang tak mampu dah nak bayar sekarang ni sebab kos hidup tinggi ke macam mana ke, boleh datang AKPK minta khidmat bantuan kita, dan perkhidmatan kita adalah percuma.
The program, introduced by AKPK since 2007, has succeeded in raising financial literacy among the people, especially those with debt repayment problems. Well, on a health-related issue, 1 out of 5 children from the People's Housing Program, or PPR, areas around Kuala Lumpur are facing growth problems due to nutrition deficiencies and unhealthy eating habits. Now, this was revealed by a study conducted by University of Malacca. The problems were due to unhealthy eating style of their parents, which indirectly affected their children. According to University of Malacca's medical faculty lecturer, Professor Madya Dr. Hazrin Abdul Majid, the research, which began in 2012, also found out that their unhealthy eating habits also contributed to the children's obesity.
Rendah urban poor kita panggil ni, mereka juga mendapati kanak-kanak yang di PPR ini juga didapati tidak mencapai dia punya ketinggian maksima pada mula awalnya berbanding dengan kanak-kanak yang lain. Mungkin faktor-faktornya segi kekurangan makanan yang berzat ataupun juga tiada kemudahan untuk membuat physical activity dan sebagainya.
He said this at the Sentosa Gardens Knowledge Transfer Program in Kuala Lumpur. The program gives exposure to the residents to make their own compost fertilizers using food waste to encourage gardening activities. Defending champion Perak crash out of Malaysia Cup. The local scene now, Selangor put on a masterful display at the Shah Alam Stadium to check into the Malaysia Cup semi-finals after a 3-1 win over defending champions Perak in the second leg quarterfinals to qualify 3-2 on aggregate. The home side needed a goal to level on aggregate and got the breakthrough from Shazwan Zainon, who converted from close range in the 33rd minute. Selangor gained the upper hand just before half-time through Khairil Muhmin, who was on hand to finish off Ifedayo Olusegun's pass for a 2-0 lead. Perak took more risks by throwing men forward in the second half, and they were dealt a further blow in the 68th minute when Khairil struck for a second time. Brendan Gaughan pulled a goal back 7 minutes from time to ensure a nervy finish for Selangor, but the 33-time Cup champions held on for the win. Selangor will now go on to face Johor Darul Takzim in the two-legged semi-finals. Meanwhile, 2016 champions Kedah notched a stylish victory at home by beating PKNP FC 4-1 at Darul Aman Stadium in Al-Assar to qualify for the semi-finals with a 6-2 aggregate. Farhan Roslan was first to notch his name on the scoreboard in the 24th minute before Jonathan Bowman doubled the home side's lead a minute later. David Rowley piled further misery for the visitors with a third in the 73rd minute before Mukhairi Ajmal reduced the deficit for PKNP in the 80th minute. But Fayyad Zulkifli ensured a thumping finish for Kedah with a fourth goal in the final minute, and Kedah will now take on Pahang in the two-legged semi-finals. Waiting for the team in the semi-final clash are four-time champions Pahang, who beat Malacca 3-1, thus completing a 6-1 aggregate victory at Darul Makmur Stadium in Kuantan last night. Pahang sealed their semi-final ticket courtesy of Dixon Nwakami brace and a Lazarus Kaimbi strike at the Darul Makmur Stadium. Pahang qualified 6-1 on aggregate to set up a mouth-watering showdown against Kedah in the semi-finals. The home side spared several chances to take the lead before Kaimbi opened the scoring 4 minutes before the break. But Malacca leveled through Nazrin Nawi's free kick in the 54th minute. Pahang would retake the lead through Nwakaime midway through the second half before the Nigerian striker got his double in the 77th minute with a wonderful solo goal. Pahang will now go on to Kedah in a two-legged semi-finals, thus easing the team's disappointment of failing to reach the semi-finals last season after losing to JDT. That concludes this afternoon's news on tour. And our top story, witnesses urged to come forward over Adib's death. Join us again at 7 this evening. I'm Mohammed Amin Carlos. Thanks for watching.